Only the greatest mage in the whole entire world. Now, if you wish to find your moon goddess, there are two problems we need to solve. Firstly, we'll need to strengthen the connection between her and Tevat, at least enough to sustain her until Moon Prayer Night.
Strengthen her connection. But does that mean I'll have to rally all the Frost Moon faithful behind this?
I'm afraid a bygone faith and a former home won't be of any help to her now. Do you know her name?
Her name?
Oh, yes. Names are very important things. A name is a fundamental concept that anchors one's entire existence. Then your first job is to find it. As a moon goddess, I'm sure she must have a name she identifies with. Neither Columbina nor Kutar is her true name, and she's never really accepted either of them.
So, finding out her real name is enough to sustain her existence?
Yes, I know it sounds like a small step, but every journey begins that way. So for now, that's all we need to focus on. The second problem is with her plan to use the moon marrows to return to the moon. Unfortunately, piercing through the false sky will take an enormous amount of power. Given her current condition, she won't be able to provide anywhere near enough power, even if she recovers her physical form. But no need to fret. Nicole's the expert in this field, and I'm sure she'll figure something out.
Wait, Mage N is going to help us out too? That means we've got 2 Hexacircle mages on the case. This is turning into a pretty big deal.
Actually, this is more of a side quest for me. Like you said, I'm a busy lady, so I can't stay for too long. I'll have to return to Tevat's border soon. That's the upside you get for looking out for my little Klee. Hopefully that will incentivize you to carry on keeping her company in the future. Anyway, jokes aside, you'd better get moving. It will take quite a miracle for the moon goddess's consciousness to hold out till Moon Prayer Night. Oh, I suppose I might as well tell you where Nicole is before I leave. Off you go now. Time to meet your new friend. Oh, yes, and a little suggestion. Don't forget to mind your heads.
What?
I wonder how Durin's doing. I should really go see him before I head back.
You really are super busy.
I most certainly am. There's so many children I have to keep tabs on just in Mondstadt. Durin, Albedo, Venti, Varka.
Klee didn't make the list, huh?
Of course not. Klee is my pride and joy. I have no qualms about her, because she's the best child in the whole wide world.
Yep. Klee's a little angel.
I'm glad you agree. Well, all the best. See you when I see you.
She left in a hurry.
Yeah, she didn't pack up her stall. Should we handle it for her?
I must say, I'm now very curious about her daughter. Klee, wasn't it? What's she like?
That's a long story. Come on, we'll fill you in as we go. lovely place. I've never experienced Nasha Town like this before.
Hey, you old geezer! Your hammer's rusted through!
Who are you calling old geezer?
Are they quarreling?
I'm looking right at him! You've really gone downhill since giving your daughter free reign in the workshop. Can you even swing a hammer anymore? It shouldn't take you days just to fix a single chair! You might as well use that hammer to massage my back for all the good it's doing.
Don't run your mouth, or you'll get a back massage that'll put you in bed for the rest of your life. Look, the materials haven't arrived yet, all right? You know how busy it gets in the days before Moon Prayer Night.
I'll bet you send all the materials to your little princess. Blood's always thicker than water, huh?
All right, you've made your point, Uncle Koski. As soon as the materials arrive, fixing your chair will be the #1 priority. And Dad, if you've got time to chat, why don't you lend me a hand,
See? Lolka knows what the score is.
I guess they're friends. But the way they spoke to each other was so ugly. Then again, it wouldn't be the first time I've seen something like this.
Columbina! Sing outside my door in the middle of the night one more time, and I'll unscrew your vocal cords. You hear me?
Oh, Zandrone. So that was her way of trying to be friends with me. What a pity. I won't get the chance to say any ugly things in reply.
Hey, have you decided what to give her for Moon Prayer Night?
I sure have. She's gonna get the surprise of her life when she's least expecting it. Then I'll whip out the ring and pop the question.
The surprise of her life. What a fun turn of phrase.
Cool, I get the picture. You can spare me the gushy details. Ooh, looks like we have a customer. Hello there, ma'am. Would you like some Moon Prayer Night candy?
Huh? Is he talking to me? Can he see me?
Here you go.
Oh.
Come back anytime. Right. Now, where were we?
I don't know why, but I still held out hope.
The most important thing right now is to find that mage.
This name thing seems super important too, but where do we even start looking?
I'd better go pay the Fatui a visit.
Columbina?
Traveler?
Let's go! This is no time to be spacing out!
Do not be afraid, for I am with you. Have you decided where you will go from here? If not, why not find a patch of soft grass and rest a while? By the frost moon of old.
Where are they going? They mentioned a mage and... a name?
So, Mr. Varka, are you acquainted with this Nicole? Or should I call her Mage N?
Not really. We've never met, though she has come up in conversation. From what I've gathered, Alice kinda took Nicole under her wing. Taught her how to speak in a more ladylike fashion, that kind of thing.
Huh. Hard to imagine Alice as an etiquette coach.
Yeah, Alice is a larger-than-life personality, I'll give you that. But then again, that's why she's able to draw such an eclectic mix of people into her inner circle. If I remember correctly, being an interesting person is actually one of her main entry requirements. So, if you ever wanted to join the Hexenzirkel, I'm sure you'd both be eligible to apply.
Hey! Don't go around making promises on Alice's behalf.
I wouldn't dare. I'm just trying to paint a picture of the Hexenzirkel for you.
Okay, sure. Anyway, since none of us have ever met Nicole, how are we supposed to find her? We can't just go up to every woman in sight and ask, "Hey, are you Nicole?"
Maybe something she's wearing will give it away? Like, a windbloom pinned to her chest or something.
Wait a minute. Alice never said Nicole was from Mondstadt.
Oh, true.
That would be... this young lady, then?
Hey there. Sorry to disturb you, but are you Miss Nicole?
Varka, Knight of Boreas of the Knights of Favonius. Alice might have mentioned me before.
Have we got the wrong person? Sorry. Well, this is awkward.
When I shook my head, I meant... no, Alice hasn't mentioned you before.
Where is this voice coming from?
My apologies. For certain reasons, I am unable to speak. This is the only way I can communicate with you.
It might take some getting used to, but I hope you can understand.
Hey, it's fine. I'm more shocked by the fact that Alice never speaks about me. I mean,
As for you two, we have crossed paths twice before, but it is nonetheless a pleasure to finally meet you.
It's really you! Thanks for all your guidance in the past!
You're quite welcome. This time, things are different. We have reached the unwritten pages of the story. You might say that we stand at the crossroads of fate. Now then, allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is... No, stop! Alice! I can't believe it! I had a whole speech prepared. I'd agonized over every single word. She always picks the worst moments to ruin other people's plans. I'm so sorry about that. Alice took the liberty of devising some bespoke self-introduction magic for each member of the Hexen Circle. But I could have sworn I deleted all of the triggering conditions for it. How did it bypass everything? Oh gosh, this is so embarrassing.
This is a very different side of Nicole than what we're used to. Is she not used to face-to-face interactions? Don't worry about it. We've seen that introduction magic once already, so it wasn't too much of a shock.
Please go on, Miss Nicole. We'd love to hear what you have to say, or, well, communicate.
Huh? Are they talking to this lady? But...
Will you all promise to forget that horrendously embarrassing introduction?
sorry, embarrassing. When?
Yes, my name is Nicole, and I am one of a very few angels who have retained both their preferred form and their power. The Traveler and Paimon should be no strangers to this concept. There is another of our kind in Natlan. They call her the Lord of the Night.
All right! Paimon remembers her.
Yes. Well, I have retained more of my power than she. It's because I don't have a long-term duty to fulfill. To be more specific, no. We'll be here all day if I get into the specifics. Moving on. If I'm not mistaken, you are here because you wish to learn how one might reach the moon beyond the sky.
That's right. Is that something you can give us any guidance on?
Yes, I do know a way. It began with the Hyperboreans, who lived after the War of Funerary Flame. Blank looks. Maybe I should start with the background of the war, or maybe not. It shouldn't be an issue. I'll fill in the gaps for you when we have more time. Anyway, after that war ended, the 3 moons retreated to beyond the false sky. The Hyperboreans were humans I once aided. They accepted the civilization and creations bestowed upon them by the angels. But despite accepting many blessings of the angels, many among them still held on to their faith in the moons. They were reluctant to accept the new order, even after the War of Funerary Flame. They sought to contact the moon goddesses beyond the sky and receive their guidance.
But all 3 had passed away by that point.
This mage has a unique method of communicating. Is she talking about the moons?
Yes, but they did not know. And so, still they prayed for the moon goddess's mercy. After building titanic structures that consumed vast amounts of Kuvaki, at last they glimpsed the moons and heard their voices. But of course, they were gravely disappointed, for it was then that they realized the 3 moon goddesses were dead.
Oh, that's such a sad story.
It is. Humanity was in a very sorry state at that time. The angels who had once aided them were gone, and the War of Funerary Flames had left them homeless and destitute.
Just a second, I gotta ask. How relevant is all this history to the task at hand?
Well, I mean, it's... Okay, it seems we've drifted into irrelevant narrative waters. It's been a while since I've had the chance to speak inside someone's head. As soon as I got started, I lost control and the words just flowed out like a waterfall. What I'm trying to say is... Right, yes, that's it. The relevant part is the ritual created by the Hyperboreans. The fact that they bypassed the false sky and saw the true moons implies that they successfully built a connection between Tevat and the outside world. Which means, with enough Kuvaki and a sufficiently stable connection, it should be feasible to send one person over the border.
Okay, so they built some kind of portal?
Oh, yes. A portal. Yes.
Is something wrong? You sound disappointed.
I just didn't expect you to summarize it so well. It turns out I could have said all that in one word, if only I'd managed to think of it.
No, please, it's fine. This is invaluable knowledge. I'll be sure to record and preserve everything in writing.
Oh, really? Well, in that case, I suppose I could backtrack and add some more detail. I did gloss over a few things so far.
Whoa, time out. Let's summarize what we've got first. The Hyperboreans were the last ones to use this method, right? So we somehow need to find whatever structure they built and make sure there's enough Kuvaki to power it up. Luckily, we have the moon marrow of both the eternal and iridescent moons, so we're all good for Kuvaki. Which means the key issue we need to focus on is finding the place. Am I right so far?
Yes. Although I expect the structure is long gone by now. That said, what if we could take advantage of the phantoms to travel back to a time when it still existed? Well, travel back isn't quite accurate. It's more like we'd be creating a handshake between 2 points in space-time. We wouldn't even have to pick a time when it still existed. It could just be a time when it still appeared in phantom form via projection, or we could project our own phantoms, fold them together at... You look lost. Was that too hard to follow?
Yeah, things got a little, technical there. Paimon's brain is reaching capacity.
All right. Let me think about how to put this more simply. Okay, got it. Over the next few days, I'll search for phantoms that we can use. Once I find one that meets the criteria, I'll let you know and we'll regroup. By completing certain rituals, specific individuals will be able to enter the Phantom and make it to the Hyperborean structure. If everything checks out and it looks feasible, we'll just need to wait for Moon Prayer Night, and we can send the Moon Goddess back home. I'm really skimping on the detail here. Is this making any sense at all?
I think so. For now, we'll just wait to hear from you.
Yes. Basically, yes.
Great. Counting on you. In the meantime, we'll focus on finding the Moon Goddess's name.
My name? Are they looking for a way to stop me from disappearing?
Excuse me, Miss...
Go on, Miss Nicole.
This conversation was a little all over the place. I didn't catch your name.
I am Lauma, of the Frost Moon Scions.
Ah, I did wonder. I noticed that you listened very intently when I spoke about Hyperborea and the moon's history. If you'd be interested, I'd love to visit you this evening and go through it again in greater detail. Also, if you were serious about making a record, it would be too risky to simply write down the raw details as is. I would suggest some tweaks. Maybe rewrite the stories as fairy tales or fables, perhaps even prayers. Anyway, we can cross that bridge when we come to it. So, see you later then? Oh, and no need to prepare anything. Just a cup of tea will do.
See ya!
She seems friendly. It's just...
It's so nice to find someone who's actually willing to listen. I've been dying for a chance to finally go through all this systematically from start to finish. Any longer and I'd probably start forgetting it.
Now Paimon gets why Alice told us to mind our heads.
Ha 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 ha, what did I tell you? A lot of quirky people in Alice's orbit. Now then, the next order of business is, where do we start looking for the Moon Goddess's name?
Maybe the rest of what Nicole has to say might give us some clues.
Once I've heard her out, I'll summarize the salient points and share them with you all. I'm also inclined to review our other documents. Yes, our faith was first established by our Hyperborean ancestors, but many of the more factually accurate records are from after Kutar's birth.
Sounds like we're gonna follow Columbina's journey through Devat, huh? In that case, we'll start by heading to the Frost Moon Enclave.
Sounds like a plan. Take this with you. I'll see about getting in touch with the Fatui. It'll probably just be Arlecchino and Sandroni again. They're the only ones who would want to help.
Thank you, Mr. Varka.
Ha 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 ha, don't mention it. Honestly, I'm more comfortable dealing with the Fatui than prying into the details of a young lady's childhood. Catch you later.
I should follow them, just in case there's some way that I can help.
Cleanup sequence initiated. Insulation chamber deployed.
Devouring claw!
A while ago, I took the time to organize all documents in our possession that pertain to Kutar. What you see here is the material I consider reliable.
You're saying there's unreliable material too?
Yes. Most of the information we have was transmitted through an oral tradition. Inevitably, some of her stories were mythologized and deified over the years through countless retellings. That's why I organized them into reliable and unreliable. There's no sense seeking answers in history unless we can ensure the veracity of the historical record.
Makes sense. All right, let's take a look through. Almost all these records refer to Kutar instead of Columbina. Although neither of those is her real name. Paimon's not sure what point she's trying to make.
What we can gather from these records is that the Frost Moon Scions worshipped her as a god, placing impossible expectations upon her. I cannot fault them for their earnest faith, but for all their devotion, worshipping her day in, day out changed nothing. I imagine that none of it resonated with Columbina. It wouldn't surprise me if, even back then, she had already begun to reject the name Kutar and everything it represented.
Lama speaks the truth. When I heard them call upon Kutar with hope and expectation in their voices, they may as well have been calling upon somebody else.
Well, that's a bit complicated. I looked at the level of detail, perceived authenticity, prose style, and how realistic their portrayal of Kutar seemed to be. Amongst the Frost Moon Scions of today, only I know of her existence, and I alone have spoken to her face to face. As such, I know that there are certain things she simply would never do. That being said, I have sensed some changes in her lately.
Changes? Me?
Seems like this is getting us nowhere. For what it's worth, why don't we check the unreliable sources too?
Sure. Give me a moment.
Exerting but a fraction of her divine might, Kutar sheared a great mass from the snow-capped mountain and cast it into the sea, upon whose surface shone the mirror image of the moon. Thus was formed the island of Hisi. Yeah, right. That doesn't even begin to pass the sniff test. The 3 moons are naught but lies through and through. Only one moon has ever shone for us, and Kutar is her name.
The vast majority of ancient texts are filled with fanciful tales like these. I trust you understand my criteria a little better now. Kutar did not speak, merely gazing into the distance in silence. And where her gaze landed, this was her prophecy. Clearly, whoever wrote this text never even met Kutar. Otherwise, they'd know that her eyes are always closed.
What about you, Traveler? What are you reading? Come on, let Paimon see. The child wished to build a wooden nest with which to shield a fledgling bird from the cold. But being so young and lacking in strength, the child could not snap the branches from the trees. Kutar was passing by. Upon seeing the child, she summoned forth a Kuhenki. who built a beautiful nest for the child.
I remember that.
Not knowing the meaning of Kutar's divine intervention, the child dared not to respond, and thus ran home to call their parents. But Kutar was gone. The moon chanter declared the event a miracle and took the nest as a relic, placing it on high for all to see. The child was named as one favored by the goddess and was greatly respected amongst the people. Yet, no further miracles were bestowed, and this matter was forgotten in but a few years. Huh. Any thoughts after reading that? Yeah. Columbina probably just wanted to join the kid in making nests.
Ah. I'd originally considered this a fabrication, because Kutar did not perform any similar actions in subsequent records. But now that I think about it, it does seem like something Columbina would do.
She didn't know how other people would interpret her actions. She was probably worried about making things difficult for people. And so, she gradually stopped joining in.
Yes.
Oh, that's so sad.
And now, I can make no such gestures of warmth, even if I want to.
Still no name. That's a bit of a shame. But we did learn some interesting stories. That's gotta count for something. Varka said he was gonna set up a meeting with Arlecchino and Sandrone, right? Let's go back to Nasha Town and see how he's doing. Let's see. There's Varka. Oh, and it's Durin and Albedo too. Yeah, this is pretty much the same place we bumped into each other last time.
I convinced them to stick around a little longer. We were all waiting on people, so I figured having a little company would help pass the time.
Ah, so you've been waiting for us? Does this mean that you've already arranged things with the Fatui?
Sure does. Now you're back, we can go meet up with them together. How'd your investigation at the Frost Moon Enclave go?
Well, we didn't find out Columbina's true name. But apart from that, it went pretty well.
Aha, just as well that I didn't tag along then. I'm sure our moon goddess wouldn't want every man and his dog knowing all about her private life. Still, desperate times, desperate measures, I guess. Someone had to do it.
So, Varka was waiting on us, but what about you two? Are you waiting for Alice?
Oh, no, we already met with her.
We discussed that experiment I mentioned to you last time. Oh, and she also handed me this communication device.
That's right. I understand she informed you about the relationship between the phantom phenomena and Tevat's borders, yes? She wants me to help her with some more experiments on that front. She said that she'll contact me through this device with more information.
Ah, I see. Following instructions and making observations. Pretty common research method. Takes me right back to Albedo's lab.
Wait, then who exactly are you meeting?
Someone you know. Albedo's met him too. But I don't think Miss Lauma or the Grand Master have been introduced.
Introductions are overrated, especially in cases like this.
It's you!
So? It's not like the academia has prohibitions against going abroad. Also, I applied for leave.
I've been writing to Hat Guy since obtaining a human form. I've already brought him up to speed on everything that's been going on in Nodcry.
Hat Guy? Turns out, I actually have heard that name before.
Oh? Then why did you react the same way I did?
I only knew the name, not the fella. But since we're all here, let's do some introductions for what it's worth. I'm Varka, Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
Lauma, Moon Chanter of the Frost Moon Scions.
And I'm a Driosh from the Vahumana Darshan of the Sumeru Academia. Hat guy.
Good to see you again, Mr. Guy. I believe we last saw each other on the boat ride here.
Mind you, the only reason I came here is because there's someone I want to look into.
Who's that?
The Doctor, also known as Dottore, second of the Fatui Harbingers.
From the tone of your voice, it sounds like there's bad blood between you.
I was reviewing our archives and noticed that a lot of information about him was missing. Left a bad taste in my mouth. That's all there is to it. Dottore, or Zondique, as he was then known, once studied at the Academia, but he got kicked out before he could graduate.
So the Harbinger's #2 man is a college dropout? How embarrassing for them.
Last we heard, he was planning something. We actually heard that a few times before, even coming to Notcry. But we haven't seen a trace of him since we got here.
He only appears when something interests him. For all we know, he might have left already. But the fact he did something here at all is worth noting. It'll fill a couple extra lines in his file.
Why does it sound less like a file you're writing and more like a criminal record? Anyway, we were just about to meet 2 of the other Harbingers. Want to come along? You might learn a thing or two about him there.
Sure.
Even though they're harbingers, well, they're old acquaintances of ours, so, when you talk to them, try to be...
I got it.
The Frost Moon Scions' relations with the Fatui remain tense. Forgive me if I do not attend.
In that case, we'll continue assisting Miss Alice with her experiments.
Good stuff. Everyone's having a fruitful time. All right, we better get going. I'll lead the way.
Well, yeah. That's obviously part of it. But I'm not the only one who has a score to settle with him. Neither you, nor Lesser Lord Kusanali, nor I want to see him meddling with things again. What's the hurry? Don't worry. Pigeons always know which way home is.
You made it. Who is this?
A scholar from Sumeru. They call him Hat Guy. He's an old friend of the Travelers.
Wait, this is the Academia representative you wrote about? He doesn't exactly look the part.
I believe this will prove my identity. You'll notice it bears the seal of the Sanctuary of Surasthana.
Well, what do you know? So it does. All right then. My mistake.
It's fine. I expected as much.
What?
So as I mentioned in my letter, the Academia's got its eyes on Dottore. But this matter remains top secret. Apart from those assisting in the investigation, the fewer people who know, the better.
If anyone asks, I'm here in Notcry to pursue my personal academic interests.
Gotta say, Varka, you did pretty well to keep all this under wraps for so long. Sounds like you got in touch with the Academia about this way back.
you flatter me.
Where do I even start? Remember that time we fought Rerir at Star Sand Shoal? He sure let me have it then, didn't he? I'll bet Dottore had that all sketched out, with me as his convenient little pawn. He could not care less about us if he tried, but hey! The feeling's mutual.
Does Dottore really strike you as the sort who values his relationships with his colleagues?
Fair point. Definitely not.
Which is why I always keep my guard up whenever he starts making suspicious moves. To that extent, our motivations align. On top of which, I consider you trustworthy people. Now, back on topic. In the wake of the Reikir of Solnari episode, Sandrone and I grew suspicious about Dottore's complete inaction during the entire affair. So we tried to find out what he'd been up to, but unfortunately to no avail.
He never lets anyone in on his plans. The more he cares about something, the more secretive he gets.
Indeed. Perhaps he believes that by keeping a low profile, he can avoid trouble. But that trick isn't going to work on his colleagues.
Yeah, I mean, he's been researching the ancient moon's remnants. And he's been trying to get his paws on the moon marrows. Only an idiot would believe he doesn't have something more planned.
With this in mind, I returned to Snezhnaya and relayed my thoughts to Her Majesty the Tsaritsa, entreating her to have him recalled.
That's pretty direct. Did the Tsaritsa agree?
Yes. I made it abundantly clear that the Fatui's business in Nodkrai is almost concluded, and we do not need 3 harbingers in this territory. Her Majesty concurred. Accordingly, Dottore has returned at her orders. I imagine he is continuing with experiments, which no one besides he would ever have any interest in.
Common sense might mean nothing to him, but he's not stupid. He knows that no good can come from opposing the Tsaritsa. Smarts alone won't get him all the way. He needs the Rooster's resources and Regrator's Mora, both of which the Tsaritsa can strip from him by waggling a finger.
But doesn't he have a track record of publicly following orders while going against them in private? He probably has it down to a fine art by now.
Wouldn't put it past him. We worked together on a research project once. Only briefly, but it was enough to show me that we're fundamentally different people. He has no interest in doing things methodically, stage by stage. His thoughts jump all over the place, and the moment his curiosity is satisfied, or he gets the results he wants, he disappears. The only similarity we share is that, once we set our minds on doing something, we will see it done, whatever it takes.
Well, we definitely saw some of that in your battle with Rerir. You got so competitive.
Ugh, do not remind me.
Then I believe we all concur. Dottore will not simply give up.
Fantastic. Now this is turning into a whole day of unpleasant memories. Ugh.
Are you talking about the moon marrow stuff?
He also strikes me as the kind of person to disregard experimental regulations, ruin all the equipment, and go way over budget. Then leave the first person he can find to deal with the fallout.
Exactly. This one time, he was running some high-temperature experiment and the substance exploded. But does he care? No. He orders his subordinates to open the device so he can observe the results, which causes the gas inside to leak out. That gas was poisonous! If I hadn't been there, who knows how many people might have died. And after all that, he left while I was still cleaning up after his mess. What a waste of time, he said. A waste of time? The nerve! He wasted my time!
You've been bottling that up for a while, huh?
Hat guy, I must say, you seem awfully familiar with internal Fatui affairs. Especially when it comes to Dottore.
Thank you, Lady Harbingers, for providing such valuable information. I have no other questions for now, so I'll be on my way.
Wait, what? You're just gonna leave?
You're welcome to join if you want.
Ugh. Just when Paimon thought he'd finally mellowed out.
He makes quite the impression.
I'll say. I've met tons of headstrong people, but not many of them would join me in bad-mouthing Dottore. Anyway, back to the main agenda. Barca, you said that Columbina has gone missing? Or rather, disappeared.
Yeah. We're working on building a connection between her and this world. The simplest method is to find out her real name.
I've actually asked her that question before, but she said she didn't know. Considering our relationship, I doubt she was lying to me.
As far as I recall, she was never dispatched by Her Majesty to claim a gnosis or anything like that. The Tsaritsa's plans had long contained a place specifically for her.
I always thought that was weird. What could she do that the rest of us couldn't?
Knowing what we do now, it's probably something related to Kavaki, right?
More than likely. When she first arrived, Columbina would often go to Her Majesty and ask when she could start the task assigned to her. But Her Majesty always gave the same reply. The time has not yet come. So she spent her days in Snezhnaya doing basically nothing. The Tsaritsa has summoned a beautiful blind maiden to be a harbinger, giving her the third seat by virtue only of her enchanting voice. It was a dumb and stupid rumor, but the reality of the situation made it hard to refute.
And what happened after that?
I imagine she stopped caring. She no longer seemed to care why she had been recruited, and Her Majesty never gave her any missions, so she just continued to sing in the flower garden. For my part, I was busy. So busy, in fact, that watching someone be that idol had me fuming. But still, I got the sense that she had long been used to a life of other people claiming she was needed when she wasn't.
I just felt that having a place to stay would cost me something eventually. And so I waited quietly for the day that I would have to pay the price.
And on the other end of that spectrum, you had me. Someone once told me that I had the lousiest work and the toughest luck. That's a good way of putting it. I forget who said it, but those words have always stuck with me.
But you've done your job exceptionally well all this time. Because at heart, you are a conscientious person.
What is it? Something come to mind?
That makes sense. Nothing screams you are needed like your name shouted from across the town.
Well, good luck with it. But if you ask me, Columbina is still the most shoutable name.